So the last slide was about understanding infants' brains and what are the six emotions that we expect kids to come to us with. This is what we expect. We expect kids to come to us being able to show empathy, sympathy, forgiveness, and gratitude. But what our kids are hardwired with, and this is all people, is we're hardwired with sadness, joy, disgust, anger, surprise, and fear. And what a teacher's job is to teach kids what humility is, forgiveness, empathy, optimism, compassion, and on the other side of the spectrum, sympathy, patience, shame, cooperation, and gratitude. The emotional brain can be represented by a keyboard on which children from poverty use fewer keys than well off children. The six responses represented by the darker shading on the keyboard and in the center box are hardwired in our DNA. The responses represented by the lighter shading must be taught. And so it's really important to understand the distance between reality and expectations is frustration. So when kids are showing us the middle pieces here, but we expect these four, not to be frustrated, but to realize I need to teach my students what it is that I want. So if these are the characteristics we want in our classroom, then this is what we need to get better at teaching. Good teachers matter more than curriculum, the administration, or what students eat for breakfast. So we're going to jump into some rules for engagement. These following rules will power your strategies and set you up for success going into your summer school. It is attitude and strategy. Use affirmations, small engagers with you and classmates. Failure happens. Teach students to fail forward. Be the example of failing forward. And if you haven't read this book yet, you need to know and need to read this book. This will really help you with your teaching and any other aspect of your life that you're working in, and really embracing the fact that making mistakes is part of the learning process. Rule number 2, relationships and respect. Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's shown through structure, and it's also shown through consistency, predictability, equity, and fairness. Share a bit of yourself every day. Get to know them and let them get to know you. Writing samples, do that through lunch conversations, and also prayer requests helps build relationships in the classroom. Show them as much respect as you can, because one thing that is really helpful is knowing that teaching students that you respect them and showing them what that looks like will help them in turn respect you. Upgrade your interactive language. Understanding basic questions that'll help you out, asking students what happened, shows that you're both interested and willing to listen. Rule number 3, get buy-in. Use the bigger kid challenge for younger students. Offer an incentive. Start a competition. Pique curiosity. Lower the stakes. Use their imagination. Use things like incentives, like I used Starbucks, squad points, and whole group points. And that way, using these 3 really helped me, depending on the day, see what kids were biting on. And if kids were more in an individual mode, I would use the Starbucks. If they were really engaging, if I was getting engagement off of rewarding the whole group with points, I would use that. Rule number 4, show your passion. It's up to you to be excited, change your voice, talk super loud and fast, and also know that you can talk quiet and slow. And those are different ways to engage. Stay active. Keep your eyes on them and be positive. Some total participation techniques are think, pair, shares, quick writes or draws, thumbs up, thumbs down, like agree, disagree. Come up with similes for things, ranking, like which one's most important, numbered heads together, voting, hold-ups, or like holding up a whiteboard for a response. These are all great ways to engage a whole classroom of kids. Other participation techniques, note-taking and concept analysis, participation techniques. Read through this list and pick 1 or 2 that you think you would really like to use.